practice her piano or do her studies, and it's a different story.
I'm sure we're going to be proud of our Diana tonight. Why, Matthew Marilla, I'm sure we're going to be proud of our Anne tonight. Why, Matthew Cuthbert, you're white as a ghost. What could Dr. Malcolm say?
I'm not surprised. Going all the way to Carmody for puffed sleeves and straining his valves, bringing home a drum of paraffin oil we don't need, 100 pounds of potatoes I'll never use in a month, and enough pitchforks for a threshing gang.
I know. Wasn't that a caution?
Oh, well, I figure it was worth it.
Ladies and gentlemen, members of the Board of Trustees, honored guests, parents, and friends. Tonight, we would like to present you a pageant written and devised by the pupils of Avonlea School.
Oh my gosh.
Did you hear that?
Oh, isn't that clever? They wrote all their history. And now, our pageant.
I'm the spirit of Canada.
But 40 years young.
What?
I am the spirit of Canada, but 40 years young.
I'm the spirit of Canada, but 40 years young. Yet my story goes back to the Ice Age, from whence our first people sprung. Oh, Anne!
It's giving blonde hairspray.
During the Ice Age, Canada slept, her virgin soil undisturbed, except by the indigenous people who built their homes in the snow. Later, more people came. By stripping the bark of some silver birch, they made the rude forest their home. Across the Atlantic Ocean, men from other nations were searching. Gold was what they sought. But what did they find? Not gold, but a golden land!
Now!
We've sailed to North America to see.
North America to
If
see.
there's a land that's fit for you and me.
Can there be dry lands quite near?
Here is an island right here.
Never before have we seen such a land.
Was it ever grand? They call it
Prince Edward Island, the heart of the world, set in the crossroads of the sea. All of the nations have their banners unfurled, now that they know that this is the place to be. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Avery Scholarship is from Avonlea School, Miss Anne Shirley. And the runner-up, also from Avonlea School, Mr. Gilbert Blythe.
Hooray for Anne Shirley and Gilbert Blythe!
We are indeed doubly proud of our local boy and girl.
Congratulations. Anne.
Oh, Gilbert, I hope.
Hooray for Anne Shirley, the cleverest girl on the island!
Hooray for Anne Shirley!
Bye, my son.
I knew we needed an extra hand to help with the heavy work. The doctor said you couldn't do it all yourself, and now
Please, Marilla, not
all
now.
that lifting you've been doing and trotting into town for puffed sleeves. Now don't you budge till the doctor gets here. I'm going to try to find the sal volatile in case you get dizzy again. I know I left it somewhere.
Good night, Anne.
Good night. Matthew! I couldn't find you or Marilla anywhere. So we walked home and we sang all the way, and oh, the blossoms looked so white at night. And is anything wrong, Matthew?
No, just bursting proud of my little girl.
And you know what I kept thinking about as we walked home? The first time I saw Green Gables, I was in the buggy with you, and I talked all the way from the station. Remember? Oh, Matthew, I'm so glad you let me stay even though I wasn't a boy.
And we'd rather have you than a dozen boys. I guess it wasn't a boy that won the Avery Scholarship.
No, but Gilbert Blythe was runner-up, and that's about the same thing, except without the scholarship, his father can't afford to send him to Queens.
Oh, Gilbert will make his own mark, never fear.
You know, I think that the best thing about winning the scholarship is that it announces to the world that you've got some sense. I was never sure before, but I think my chances of becoming sensible are far greater than ever. Marilla always said I was too romantic by far.
Don't lose all your romance, Anne. A little romance is a good thing. Keep just a little bit of it. Anne of Green Gables never change. I like you just this way. Anne of Green Gables, sweet and strange, stay as you are today. Though blossoms fade and friends must part, old grow the songs we've sung. Anne of Green Gables, in my heart, you are forever young.
Matthew?
Run along now, Anne. Tell Marilla, never mind the sal volatile.
Sal volatile?
That's right. Now, go.
Marilla! Marilla!
I'll fix us up a good, strong cup of tea.
Well, he lived 60 years, but he was never happier than he was during this last one. Oh, Marilla, what will you do without him?
Remember him best we can. I'll take a little slip of that white rose bush that Mother brought from Scotland and plant it by the grave before we leave.
Leave? For where?
Anne's going to Queens. That's 4 years. There's nothing to stay for here.
But you wouldn't think of leaving Green Gables.
I've thought about it, and there's nothing else to be done. Things would only get behind worse and worse until no one would want to buy it. I won't bring much, but it's enough for me to live on.
But sell Green Gables.
Kettle's boiling.
Now listen to me, Marilla Cuthbert. We've been friends since we was girls together. And you and Matthew and, well, you are Green Gables. Without you here to...
Oh, Matthew. Matthew! You mustn't think I didn't love her just as much as you did. It wasn't easy for me to say things, but I loved the both of you just as much as... I can't find the words, can't get out the phrases when he needed love. Did I sing his praises? Where did the words go? When I was beside him, God, reward him. I can't find the words.
Oh, Marilla, are you all right? Oh, Marilla, was it something I said?
I'll take a cup of tea, too, thank you.
You scared me out of my growth. Where did you skip off to?
Over to the berries.
I thought Diana was at her Aunt Josephine's for the day.
I went to see her father. He offered to rent the land here at Green Gables, and we can stay in the house just the same.
We? Who's we?
Well, you and I. I'm not going to Queen's.
But Anne, I can't... What about the scholarship?
I met Miss Stacy up the road and talked to her about giving the scholarship to someone else. If only that's not allowed. But she says I can stay here and study everything I would have at Queen's.
But Anne, 4 years.
Nothing would be worse than giving up Green Gables.
I can't let you sacrifice yourself like this.
I have quite made up my mind. Besides, Mrs. Lynde said that I have enough education as a woman would be comfortable with.
And Shirley.
Anne, Shirley, I wish to speak with you. Anne, Miss Stacy told me what you did. It was awfully good of you.
It wasn't particularly good of me at all, Gilbert. I couldn't go to Queen's, and I saw no reason why anyone else shouldn't go.
You're going to keep up your studies, aren't you?
I hope to.
So am I.
Gilbert!
Maybe this time you'll help me.
We are going to be good friends, aren't we, Gilbert?
I don't see why not. We've been good enemies.
Wondering why we can't be sweethearts, and wondering why my heart keeps thundering when I hope you're wondering about me this way. And of Green Gables, oh.
is.